Hi guys. Hi guys. I'm back. So as you can see in the title, today we're going to talk about everything that is wrong with me and attempting to fix it. And I have sectioned this video into 4 parts. First of all, what is wrong with me? Second, what I tried and why it's failed. Third, do I think I can change? And fourth, what am I going to do? What am I going to change? Alright, so let's start with the first one. What's wrong with me? You might not think this when you see me, and I think a lot of people don't think this when they see me, but I have so many things wrong with me that the list is so long I possibly could not tell you about everything in this video. It would take too long, I think, and I maybe don't want to share about every single thing that is bad, but primarily my health is not good. And see, I live a very healthy lifestyle, I would say. I go outside, I meet friends, I eat a healthy diet, I cook for myself most days. I don't really eat fast food. I exercise regularly. I meditate sometimes. I'm trying to be really careful. My screen time is not 8 hours a day. And I'm just trying to live life. But yeah, my health is still bad. What do I mean by that? I have issues with my hair, chronic hair loss for about 10 years. I've had really terrible IBS in the past. I still have IBS. So my gut is inflamed. I cannot digest caffeine anymore, for instance. I have skin issues, adult acne. I have arthritis. I have a very funny collagen gene, so that is affecting me. I have eye symptoms, a lot of eye symptoms. They seem to only be getting worse. And there are a lot of things that are not going right with my health. And I'm always trying my best to fix it, but it doesn't work. Now, mentally, I no longer have a raging anxiety disorder, which I did have a couple of years ago, but I have certain hurdles that I cannot get over. I still have anxiety. I am still very depressed some days. And recently, as you might have witnessed in past videos, I have these big hurdles when it comes to romantic relationships. So I'm at this point where if things only get worse, then I'm not sure how to proceed with living my life because it's this bad. I cannot. Everything that I do just takes me 3 times the energy that it does for a normal person, and it is exhausting mentally and physically, and I cannot seem to move from my spot. So that's what's wrong. In short. Long story short, this is what's wrong with me. Second, what I've tried and why it's failed. So a couple of years ago I was in therapy, but it was speech therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, I think. And at that time I had so much in my everyday life that I needed to talk to, then we never got to the deep stuff. But I'm kind of opposed to speech therapy at this point anyway. It didn't help in the past and I don't want to try it again. But I did try that. And that's a topic for another video. I have tried EFT tapping, I've tried breath work, I've tried going to yoga, I've tried going on walks. I go on walks so frequently. I do yin yoga as well to try to calm myself down. Being mindful in general, I guess, is what I'm what I'm always doing. I tried running. I tried meditating. I tried hypnotizing myself, going to the subconscious. I tried affirmations. Basically everything that you see online, I have probably tried at some point. Why it's failed? Well, you see, I've only realized this recently, but my nervous system, because of childhood trauma, has no blueprint. So when I do things like breath work and stuff, there's no point that I can go back to where my nervous system has ever been fine. It's never been fine. It's adapted in a really maladaptive way. So I need to shift my nervous system into something else entirely. And that's why realizing things cognitively doesn't work. That's why in my romantic relationships, as of recent, I know when I'm suffering. I know when things are really wrong. I'm well aware when things are bad and when I don't like what's going on and I'm not feeling good. But I cannot make those decisions mentally. I cannot, when people tell me, oh, like just set a boundary, just walk away from that person. It's like, it doesn't work. The second someone is avoidant, for instance, like if this pertains to romantic relationships, the second a man is being avoidant with me, my brain would just shift into an unhinged mode. And I cannot get out of that mode. My brain is just like, we are dying, we are in danger, and we need to get this person to give us attention. And I don't care how bad they treat us. We will stay here until we know for sure that they're not for us. And it's like, ever since my first relationship 10 years ago, I think, I've told myself over and over, oh, I'll never do this again. I'll never date someone like that again. No, next time, we're not doing that. It's bad. We're suffering. And, well, guess what happened? It happened like 5 more times. And every single time I knew I wasn't feeling well. So this is why what I've tried so far hasn't worked. Not only for my romantic relationships, but also for my health. To that extent, my brain is like really good at doing what it's always done. It's always seeking chaos, and it seeks chaos. It seeks out chaos perfectly. Okay, so my brain is like so good at choosing the wrong person over and over, and my brain is so good at repeating these thoughts over and over that my health is really bad and I should focus on that and nothing will ever change. And I also noticed this in recent days, that I wake up in the morning and my brain is like, your health is really bad. You need to look at this. This will only get worse. And it's this thought loop going off in my mind for hours and hours on end. So how am I supposed to change? How is my health supposed to improve when that is what is happening in my brain all day long? My brain is just, of course nothing's changing. Of course something like affirming is not changing anything because my nervous system is deregulated. It's messed up. So that's why all of these things that I tried are not working. To the third point, do I think I can change? This is a tricky one because there are people out there who have gone through miraculous healing. So it is possible. It is possible. However, I know that there is a part of my brain that thinks, oh yeah, this is for other people. Emma, this is not for you. No. You need to suffer and then just die one day or off yourself. No. This is for other people. Other people have something you don't, and they get to do the miraculous healings. They get to heal from everything that has ever happened to them, and doctors can figure out how they got there, but it's not for me. So I do think I can heal, and I'm at this point where I think I must, because otherwise, like I said in the beginning, I don't know how to go on. I'm at the end of my line. I'm at the end of all my wit. I do not know how I am supposed to proceed if I can't get my health back in order or overcome the past and everything, because it's not fun like this. Okay, and I'm at this point where I am a real victim to ageism, and I feel stressed about my age every day and the societal expectations that come with a certain age. And I want to progress in life. I want to build something, but it doesn't work as long as my health is bad and bothering me every single day. And some days I think, oh, I should just go out and live. But I have tried that and things have not improved or changed. So I cannot gaslight myself into just being fine, because some days I get really inspired and I think, oh, I just need to shift my vibe and then things will be all right. But that doesn't work. That doesn't work. So, number 4, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't know. You know, some people say, no, I actually do know. I do have some ideas. I have some ideas left, luckily. Luckily, I would not know what to do if I was really at the end of everything. We're not going to talk about that. So, what have I been trying recently? There is a system, a website, a book, a program called Mind Change, which I'm not going to link. I have bought the audiobook last year and I worked with some of the program's prompts, I can say. And then I didn't do it for a year, and I recently met with a practitioner online and I did some memory change. So basically with Mind Change, you go back in time and you look at memories and you change the memories. So think of this, when you have a really bad memory, and usually we do not have that many from our childhood, or we do not have that many that are causing all our issues. So with this program, they think that because of the bad memories, that's why all your health issues and whatever are happening in your current life. I don't know whether that's true, but it makes a lot of sense to me. So with this program, you go back in time mentally and you look at the memories and you remove the somatic imprint. So you might hear someone yelling at you. You might feel it in your body. You might feel an emotion. You might feel someone grabbing you. You might see the scene very vividly in your mind. And we're trying to change that. And I have started doing that. Have I noticed any change? No? Maybe? Yes? I don't know. Nothing substantial, but I have not worked through everything, and I guess something has to change once I work through every memory that I have that is negative, and trust me, there are lots of them. Another thing that I need to do, that I really, really need to do, is keep my screen time on my phone at least under 1 hour. Why? Because every time I go online, I see too many opinions of other people. I see too much stuff, and I know it's addicting for my brain to see all this short format content and to have a new impulse every 2 seconds. And it's very entertaining, but it's rotting my brain. And I must stop. We all must stop. But it is addicting, and I need to stop this dopamine rush thing, because my brain is not good with these types of addictions. Third one, silence. Silence. I've gotten pretty good at taking walks in silence and really craving silence, which is the important thing. If you are at a point where you have to force yourself to turn off the music when you're taking a walk or when you're at a cafe or something, that's kind of bad. No, that's really bad. When you get to the point where you're craving silence, you're at a cafe and you just sit there and you let your thoughts come and you just indulge in the moment, that's where a lot of good things happen. That's where you can really get calm. The fourth thing, I will continue to do Qigong, which my yoga teacher has taught me how to do. Qigong is very calming. It comes from traditional Chinese medicine, if I'm correct, and you are trying to move the life energy through your body. And whenever I do Qigong, I can feel it in my fingertips or in my hands. They get really warm and they start to I have this like prickling sensation in my fingertips. That's really nice. All right. Other than that, people say you're your own best teacher, and you have all the answers inside of your body. However, when I listen There is nothing but silence, and it's not a good silence. It's not the silence that I'm craving. It is, there's just nothing. There's nothing for me to learn there. And when there isn't silence, you know, when I'm awake, when I have my eyes open, my brain usually just tells me that everything is really bad. Really, 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 really bad. And then it's not going to improve ever. And if I get triggered by something, let's say I look at my hair and I see 5 gray hairs that have appeared seemingly overnight. I sometimes get so triggered by these things that my brain just reiterates these thoughts all day long. So instead of the usual thoughts that are all really, really bad, it will force me to think about those 5 gray hairs all day long. So, and that's not fun. I'm laughing, but that is, it makes me feel like I'm going insane. You know, mostly this video is an attempt to just document that I'm going on this journey again. I've been on this journey for 6 years. It's not like I haven't tried a lot of things or I'm still in a process of trying. You know, I'm not starting at zero. But I need to hold myself accountable and do more. And I'm trying so hard. Trust me, I'm trying extremely hard every day, even if it looks like I'm just wallowing in my pain and not doing anything of substance, but it is really hard. And if you have been here or if you are here in a similar process, you know what I'm talking about. You know, and some days I'm just happy that I'm still alive, or all I can say, or all I can do is sit here in my bed and try to be comfortable and not have very panicked thoughts and think, you know what, the best I can do today is stay alive. And that sounds really dramatic, and to normal people, they probably think you should be sectioned or something. But we're not doing that here. We're not doing that. Like I said, I do believe that you can heal yourself, and I do not believe that any traditional methods will get me out of this hole, because I've tried. And even with the physical stuff, there is a voice inside my head, and I know there are a lot of people out there who would say, just go to the doctor. They will figure out what's wrong with you, you know. But I've done this so long, for so many years, trying to look for an answer outside of myself. And the answer is not outside of you. I can tell you that. Looking for the perfect diet, looking for the perfect supplement, the one diagnosis that will get you out of here. It's not going to change a thing. It might change your life quality for a little bit or improve it just a tiny bit. But if you have substantial trauma and that's why you have all these symptoms, or, you know, years of chronic stress, that is the source of your suffering. And what you're experiencing now is the culprit of all those years that you have not dealt with your emotions. Or you've dealt with them. You know, your body has kept you alive for this long, but it's been maladaptive, and now you need to figure out how to change that. There's just one more thing that I want to add to this point, and that's that, as you can guess, maybe I don't have a perfect plan. I wish I had one, but this video is basically just for me. So I have a point in time where I pledged to change. And in a way, it feels like this is my last chance. So I do not know perfectly how to proceed, but I must find a way. And so this is why I'm doing this. And I think part of what could make me feel a lot better is keeping this channel alive and just keep making content whenever I feel inspired to do so. because I cannot force myself to do this. I really, the inspiration has to come from somewhere. But it is part of the process, and I would love to document this. And I would love to come back in 2 months and tell you all the great stuff that has happened and how much better I feel. We will see, though. As always, we will see. If you made it this far in the video, I would love to know your thoughts about all this stuff. I don't know if this has been informative or not, but as I said, I'm trying to hold myself accountable. Wait. So I'm gonna see you soon because I'm still editing a little video, a little film. And goodbye.